Welcome to another laruan ni Obi-Wan Kitbash video review. So in this channel, we play with our action figures instead of accumulating them. Okay, so the topic for this video is going to be the soft goods, accessory, or material that accompany our 1:12 scale G.I. Joe classified series, Action Force Valaverse, or any military themed action figures, including Marvel Legends. Okay, so let's do a quick spin of these two subject matters on the Lazy Susan review table. Okay, so yeah, as you could see, the cloth material, with whatever cloth material you choose, it's going to enhance the build. But yeah, do I really make conscious effort with regards to making really perfect cut on the cloth material or choosing the perfect cloth material? Or is there a scientific way that I really make these action figures look good with this? Not really. As rough as you could make them, the better. So I'm going to explain. Okay, so first, it's going to be the choice of cloth. First, it should be, let's take a sample first. It should be something that is nice and supple. Or when you put it on the action figure, it's just going to find its way, or it's just going to drop well on the action figure. If the cloth is going to be really of the tough material kind, wherein you put it on the action figure, it's just going to be like flat plywood or flat wood, then that's not good cloth. You need to subject it to some kind of washing machine or soap and water kind of treatment to make it really supple. But I choose materials that are already nice and soft and old and used. So nice, soft, old, and used. That is my criteria for the cloth that I choose. Okay, so yeah, something like this wherein it is already as you could see, the green is not so very vibrant, bordering to the olive. Okay, so it's either you use black, you use gray, you use whatever color that you wish to pair with your action figures. So as you could see over here, it really incorporates onto the action figure build. It doesn't stand out. That's the primary thing. It incorporates, or it makes the action figure pop. Okay, so with regards to the cuts that I do I really use a measuring stick or a measuring device or a special cutting device? The answer is no. So for example, on this Action Force Valaverse build, okay, so let's just put the fancier thing is going to be this one, where I'm going to teach you guys how to make this action figure look that way. Okay, so just taking this in mind. Okay, so take a look at the material. Is it straight? Nope. The cuts are very rough. Actually, the scissors that I used for cutting these cloth materials, it's the dullest that I could find at home. The oldest, the dullest, the better, because it's not going to make straight cuts or clean cut. It's going to make something like this, rough, and the lines are no good, which makes for a perfect, take a look, it looks like something that is battle worn. Okay, so actually, for example, this, that really isn't very fancy. Okay, so what I did was just to, okay, cuts are very rough, and I just made a square nut. Okay, and still subjected the cloth material to the dull scissors to make the ends all make the ends look it make the ends what is it? Okay, make the ends of the cloth materials look rougher. Okay, that's it. Okay, so I have to grammatically correct myself once again. Okay, so make a square knot just like that and put it on the action figure and use art. Okay, so depends on the mold of the action figure. Just for example, tuck it under the bandana that way, and then this band, just bundle them up this way and drop them to the side that way, and yeah, with whatever accessory on the action figures. For example, this knife. Okay, there you go. Just use art. Okay, and the ends, flap it over this way. Okay, expose the arm. Okay, and this end, just flap it over that way. Tilt the head. There you go. Ta-da! Okay, so really isn't rocket science. You don't have to get a PhD degree to do this. Okay, so but let's make a fancier design. Okay, so let's move towards the one that is on my Action Marine, or 60th anniversary Action Marine. This is fancier. It is composed of two roughly cut cloth materials. Okay, so two roughly cut cloth materials, and it looks layered, right? Because actually it's just cut from yeah, I just make use of the scissor and cut here, cut there, cut there, cut there. Okay, and as you could see, the scissors are very dull, so it won't cut really straight. So the cuts are really rough. It makes the cloth material really look good on the action figure. Okay, so let's take out the weapon. Anyway, we're going to discuss this build too. Okay, so we're going to pop off the head. Okay, so we're going to dissect the cloth material. Okay, so there's two of them. Okay, so the inner has a more solid base, which is just the front layer is made of cut material that way, but actually the whole piece looks like this. So did I use any special cutting device or measuring device? No, I just cut off materials here, there, made a hole in the middle with the dull scissors, and there you go. Just cut one, and let's take a look at the other material. Okay, here you go. Two. As you can see, rough, rugged. That's it. Rough and rugged. Okay, so did I really use anything fancy? No, just with the roughest and the dullest scissor that I have at home. Okay, so we're ready to reassemble the action figure back to how it looks like. Okay, so the bottom layer, the one with the more solid piece or uncut piece. Okay, and one, make sure it's nicely even and the hole is exposed, and the second one too. Okay, so let's look for the hole on this thing. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so go. We're going to use this as the front, this section. Okay, one, and let's loop that over. Two, and we have the exposed hole for the head. 3, and let's pop that back in. 4. Okay, there you go. Okay, so let's just straighten the arms. Okay, now to make it look fancy, because of the many layers that we made, so use art with regards to how you wanna prop the cloth goods material over the head, over the shoulders, or even covering the face unit that way. And the nice thing is, because we have a really big opening because of the multi layers that we made. Okay, so the arms would just pass through. So the action figure pose is going to look very, very natural with those many layers that you have formed. So actually, I could make 3, I could make 4, and it's going to really look good and yeah, very rugged and natural. Okay, so we even placed soft goods material on the sniper rifle. Okay, so on the scope and on the sound suppressor. Okay, so with this other action figure build, let's do a sample or a demonstration of how we cut our soft goods material for this version. Okay, the tactical version. This is the sniper. I have the tactical. Okay, so let's move on to the kit bash table. Okay, so we have our host, we have our scissors, and we have our material. So yeah, I think there's still enough material here. Okay, so this has been used in the projects that I made. Okay, so nice, really worn out. Okay, so are we going to measure this thing? No, we're just going to just make cuts. There you go. Let's just take a nice big chunk on the. Okay, so let's take a look at the material that we cut for this figure. Okay, nice. So do we have enough length to cover? Actually, what I just do is just measure it up against the action figure that way, and we're good. Okay, so so this end looks really straight while the other ends are nice and rough. So we're going to mess this side up, okay, with our dull scissor. Okay, so that's that. That way, just that way. Okay, and let's roughen the edges up some more. Okay, okay. Now, yep. So, okay, so let's figure out right now which would be the area that's going to fit onto the shoulders of the figure. Okay, so is it this end or this end possibly, or this end? Okay, so let's take off the weapon. Let's pop off the head, and let's just sample drape it over the action figure. Okay. Okay, so that looks good. So we take note of the peg, so that's the peg, so we take no hold of that, and we make a nice pointed tip wherein we could just make a nice rough hole for the opening of the head. Okay, now we're ready to put it on the action figure. Okay, nice. And let's reassemble the figure. There you go. So it's nicely popped in. Okay, so yep. Now let's make layers. Okay, so layers, just rough cuts with the dullest knife in the world. So one, so that's what I like with the dull knife. The edges, once you're done, they look really rough. Okay, and one more cut on this side. Actually, I'm not even measuring it, I'm just making cuts, not making a conscious effort to really check it out. Okay, the duller the cut, the better. Okay, so let's make a rough cut on this side too. Okay, so let's adjust the camera. Just take the scissors, and on this side where the arm is. Okay, so I'm not even making a conscious effort to just cutting through material with the knife. I think, okay, there you go. So we're good. Okay, so we have a front covering piece. We have two side skirts. So these side skirts, we could use that to fashion this gull up that way, or even over the head that way, as we please. Okay, or that way. Okay, so there you go, finished material. Nice rough cuts, nothing fancy. Okay, so since we have another material that we just recently made, so we took it off the other action marine, and we're going to add it to this figure for more layers. Okay, so yep, So let's take a look at the head unit first. So simple modifications that I did. So just a little bit of face paint, and on the bunny hat we just put a little bit of glue material on the side and added some landscape lichen, which you could buy at Hobby Lobby. Yeah, okay, still have a lot of material. Okay, so there you go. So that's how it looks. Okay, so we're going to pop that head again. Okay, so chance to take a look at the kit of this sniper. Okay, so pistol on this side. We added a magazine pouch on this side, which is going to be removable. Okay, forceps. Okay, since that's really quite tight. Ooh, there you go. Okay, so magazine pouch for the sniper rifle, pistol on this side, and magazine pouches for the sidearm, extended magazine pouches. We still have another on this section, and radio. Okay, so this one is removable too. Okay, so let's push that pistol out. There you go. Okay, and where's that magazine? Let's put it back. Check orientation and slide it back on the mag holder. Actually, that mag holder houses the wind reading device that's housed in this section. So we just, with an X-Acto knife, we just remolded that so it's going to fit a magazine like that. Okay, actually we have the same magazine right now on the sniper rifle. So instead of the very short 5-round magazine that this sniper rifle came with. Okay, so that's something like 20 rounds. Okay, now, okay, so this is going to form the base layer. Okay, so that's going to be the back. These two flaps is going to form the front. Okay, so let's pop it as the base layer, and then let's take the second layer. Okay, second layer, 2 over that hole again. Okay, second layer in, and finally the third layer. Okay, the one with more flaps. Okay, so with whatever side that you could, just put it over. And don't so be reminded of which side it has to be. Yeah, just put it on. Okay, there you go, and let's pop that neck back on the action figure. There you go. Okay, so this girl has more layers, so the fancier she's going to look. So this thing now looks like a ghillie suit. There you go. Okay, yeah. Okay, so from something very simple that I learned in escape and evasion class. Okay, with whatever material that you find, bake your own cover. Okay, so if you like this review, like, comment, and subscribe to help me grow my channel. And see you on the next action figure or custom action figure review.